Okay, we should be back. Okay. Jesus
Not
Christ.
yet, we're not.
It'll
And there we
yeah,
are.
we're back. Sorry about that. I think the storms are hidden or something because my internet went a little crazy there for a second. All right. That being said, okay. Where were we? The Reggies. So they're
Having
you.
their 7 year lifespan, and they believed that
Yeah, once I hit that.
Goku would give them a longer lifespan.
Right, and so what the market group is using them for is initially you see that they're being used for you start seeing them being used in this way as a cover for them to do other missions. So they send in the Reggies who are already unstable to go and do something wacky, right? You know, I mean, seriously disturbed. So the police are, you see this in the first couple of episodes. You see the police chasing after the psychopaths, while really there's a plan inside the plan. That's just the diversion. That's for them to look over there while they're doing something totally different, and that's to get to
Hmm.
B.
Which Keith Flick figures all of this
Oh
out in
yes,
like 0.5 seconds.
yeah, and then you also see that later on that they were also using the Reggies to cover up all the murders that Gilbert Ross was doing. Right, he's doing all these studies and all these things for the market
Study.
group. Yeah, he does, and he's obviously he's doing something because they wouldn't keep just having him do this stuff, allow him to do this stuff unless he was having some kind of success or things. But he
Oh, he kept feeding them in gold.
yes, he's the one that kind of think figures all that out. But what Gilbert would do and what Minoski would do, they would find a Reggie, they would pin the murder on them, and then either they would die, which they would do anyway, they would go mental, or something would happen. They would just, like his sister death, they tried to blame on one of the Reggies, and Keith never bought it. He's like, this is bullshit. I know for a fact
Yeah.
it doesn't fit the pattern, and he never bought into that, and he knew that there was
Which
something
is
out.
one of the reasons why Keith ended up going on a 7 year hiatus
Yeah, because he
because
had his yeah, he had his
he
father's journal.
kidnapped one of the people. He kidnapped the guy that they had arrested,
Uh-huh.
who admitted, quote unquote, admitted to
Yeah,
killing his sister, and interrogated him himself.
yeah,
And he ended up going on a 7 year long hiatus after that, and then he came back.
yeah, and so
And yeah,
it gets really intricate. I mean, Yuna is the girl that he is looking for, except that she works for the market group, and so you get the
oh
whole story
yeah,
between
that's
them.
another part. Then if any of the main people of market makers have to come in, like Minatsky or any of the others, they all have this little like tattoo that pops up under a black light kind of thing on their
Yeah,
hand. So whenever the police come by, like regular police or RIS or
hmm
whatever, they can literally just flash that tattoo and they will turn the other
and
way.
they'll
The
cover it
cops
up.
will turn the other way and cover it up. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
and it was a government wide conspiracy, and you see that the government fully funded all this stuff because they wanted the weapons. They had the market group, and they also looked at it as a way, in case the wars ever happened. Yeah, but what they did is they looked at it as a way to create law and order, or chaos and order. You have
mm-hmm.
these guys doing crazy stuff, but then you have like this other
They
group
would
that's
create the chaos, so then they would get paid for creating order.
yeah, and it's a good way to control the population, the public opinion and stuff. So
Which honestly makes sense. And honestly, if you look at, never mind. Mm-mm.
look at what.
Not going to go into today's
No, we're not
politics
going to
today.
politics today. No,
Not doing that. That's why I stopped myself. I'm like,
but
nope,
it's a lesson in history
back
you
away.
can learn through like throughout history, like what governments will do and what they will not do, and it depends on who's in charge. It gets into a lot of stuff. This reminded me a lot of when I watched Ghost in the Shell, those first those two
Mm.
series, with the thriller aspect and the murder aspect and everything like that. The characters are really dynamic. They all have their role. They all fit together. They all work. No one's left behind. They all have moments where they shine and their abilities come through as they're figuring this out. But Keith is the cog. He is the
He's
piece.
literally the one that keeps it all moving.
Yeah, and Lily plays a part of that as well. I mean, Lily, that girl's got a heart of a lion, man. The shit she goes through.
Oh, Lord,
Oh
that
my
girl.
God, she is one tough cookie. But she's just as smart as Keith, or maybe smarter. She is on the level he is, and she's starting to figure it out quickly too. But her brain just works on such a high level
She,
she can't see it.
yeah, she has a hard she has a hard time putting it into words.
Right,
So there's one episode where she literally comes to his house and is rambling on while he
using
makes
bread.
soup.
Yeah,
And she's like, how do I put it into words?
yeah.
Like literally like jargon, a different language coming out of her mouth at this point. And
But
she's
she
literally
saw
like,
the
how
room.
do I put it into words?
But she went into the room, and you'll see this in the show where Keith has written, started with black walls, and he's written over it again, equations and theories, and over and over until the walls are white with just all this stuff that's written down. And she can see the stuff that's in pink on the top wall that's a different
Red.
color.
It's in
Was it
red.
red? I thought it was pink.
Yep.
Maybe
It was
it
red.
was the show.
Because the walls started out white, ended up black from all the marker, and now it's going back to white from all the marker.
Is it really? I thought
Yeah.
they said it was black, and then he did the white. I don't know. Maybe it's the one I watched, and the way they interpret it and stuff. But yeah, and it's really fantastic. You have the conclusion is really really good. You see just how much of an insane monster Gilbert is, especially
Yes.
with what he does at the end. You see
Yo.
Goku's decision at the end to not buy into that he's tied into some kind of fate. He makes his own decision. And then it leads to season 2. Now I just started watching season 2, but I was like, okay, we're doing
Which
this.
it does. It does lead into season 2, thank God.
Yeah, there's
Because,
no.
I only waited for almost like 2 freaking years for season 2.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
But,
binge it here in a little bit after I go do what I need to do. But yeah, it's a phenomenal series. It's really intricate. If you haven't seen it, then
I 10/10 do recommend this. I do not recommend it in front of children
no,
because it can be a little gory.
Oh, there's nudity. I always thought this was funny. I gotta say something about this.
Forgot about the nudity in there. To
No,
be honest.
I don't.
Yeah.
None of that stuff bothers me. But you see the warning signs: extreme violence, nudity, gore. All these things are listed out, right? Profanity, all this stuff, right? And you're just like, okay. And then the last thing I saw was smoking. Wait, what? When the hell did smoking become in the level of extreme nudity and violence?
Because cancel culture is a thing.
All right, we're not doing the politics thing, but I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
I just thought it was the funniest shit I ever saw. Let's go through and read all this
yeah,
stuff.
no, it's hilarious having that on there now.
Smoking
like, what?
is on the level of violence, gore, blood,
nudity.
Like,
it makes no sense.
Sexual violence, and that's the same level as smoking. That's the stupidest I ever saw. It just
right? It's like,
oh my God.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, watch it. It's not appropriate for kids if they see someone smoking. Oh my God.
Right? I mean, what if they're smoking a joint?
I mean, right? Who cares?
That's not going to give them cancer. If anything, it'll help cure cancer. I mean,
I don't know. It is what it is. It's got smoking in there. That's the first time I'd seen that.
Do not smoke. We are not telling you to smoke.
No, don't do that.
No smoking. Bad for you.
But if you're a grown adult, you do whatever the hell you damn well please.
Yeah, if you're over the age of 18, or is it 21 now to buy cigarettes?
It's 18. So it's been 18.
Okay. No, because they just recently changed it or something. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. If you're legal,
21.
do it. Whatever. But if you're not legal, don't do it.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
bad
bad.
habit. I got my own bad
Trust
habits.
me. Almost 3 years clean of smoking. Woo!
Is there anything else on this? I think we covered the main characters and the topics. Really good stuff. I mean, the plots within the plots.
Plot within a plot. Like
it's very overwhelming in the beginning if you're not used to that kind of
if you're not used to psychological anime that makes you think, get a notebook and a pen. Yeah. You're gonna want them. But otherwise, sit back, enjoy the show, have a popcorn and some drink ready.
It's really good. It's really worth watching.
Really good right now, actually.
Yeah, it's really phenomenal. I binged the whole first season again.
Yeah,
and I
binged the whole first season in like less than 24 hours because I was just like, I forgot how good you were.
Yeah, it's super good. So I'm gonna binge the second season. We'll cover the second season here. I don't know. We'll cover it here in a little bit.
In a couple weeks, yeah.
Give people time to watch it, things of that nature. So, well, that covers this. This is a fantastic anime. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It gets high marks from both me and Kitty. We'll see where it finishes after season 2, how we think it all plays out. It's season 1, episode 1 I've watched. It's pretty good so far. I like the way they're taking this. You know, there's stuff that was left undone in season one that they're using for the beginning of season two. So that's really fantastic. So, any final thoughts on Be the Beginning there, Kitty Kitty?
No, honestly, I've said my thing on it. Like, if I keep going into it, I will really get into like the nitty gritty scientific details
Oh,
and
there's a
stuff
ton
of
of
it.
that stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
let's not go into that. But yeah, other than that, no, I thoroughly enjoy it. I highly recommend it. Do not watch it around children under the
no
age of
12.
say, yeah, I was gonna say 13. But yeah, I highly suggest it. It's a
Yeah,
very good
they don't
anime.
they don't
Netflix.
they don't hold back on the violence on this, but it's not violence just to be violence. The violence is
No,
there to
it's violence with a meaning,
yeah,
honestly. If that makes sense, it's violence with a meaning.
it ties into what's happening. You know, with
Yeah.
the fights that happen. There's reasons why the fights are happening. There's reasons you see Gilbert. They show what he does.
Oh, I
It's pretty
remember what
bad.
we're doing next week. I'm
What are we
excited.
doing next week?
Assassination
Oh God.
Classroom. Assassination Classroom. Oh, I'm loving it.
Kira Sensei.
Yes.
All
Hi,
right.
sweet pea.
So we will do that.
Okay.
We will do Assassination Classroom next week. So if you want to join us, we'll be there next week, hopefully, to get that one done. So with that, if you guys